Hello children, hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start with chapter number 9, algebraic expressions and identities. First of all, we should understand the meaning of the chapter. The first part of the chapter is algebraic expressions. Now what is an algebraic expression? Beta, algebraic expression is a combination of literals, constants and arithmetic operations. So let me first of all make the thing clear to you. What do you mean by literals, constants and arithmetic operations? Literals beta means the alphabets that you take. A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, L, M, N, O, P, anything, P, Q, R, they are the literals. Constants, the numbers, the fixed values like 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, anything. And arithmetic operations, there are 4 arithmetic operations: plus, minus, multiplication and division. Okay. Now beta, when we combine them, then what is the result of that? That is called an algebraic expression. Say for example, I take 2 and x. 2 is a constant, x is a literal. They are getting multiplied, so this becomes an algebraic expression. Similarly, 2x plus 3. So here one term is 2x, the other term is 3y, and we are connecting them with a positive sign. Saying 4z square minus 2z. Okay? So these are all some of the examples of algebraic expressions. Okay, beta? Now, how can we classify them? There are different ways in which we can classify the algebraic expressions. According to your syllabus beta, we will classify them into 3 groups first of all. Okay. First, if there is only one term, for example 2x here I have now taken another example, 2x square, 3y and 5. So they are single term and all the single term expressions are called monomials. Similarly beta, if I have got 2 terms, like for example 2x square plus 3, 3y plus 7, then we have got 2 terms here and they are called binomial. If I take 3 terms beta, like 2x square plus 3x plus 5, 3y square plus 2y minus 7, etc. They have got 3 terms, 3 for trinomial. And more than that beta, even if we have got 4 or 5 terms, they will all be categorized under the polynomials. They will be called polynomials. Is it clear to all of you? Now beta, we are going to discuss the multiplication of algebraic expressions. Okay? For the multiplication of algebraic expressions, you need to keep some things in your mind, which I know you have already done in your previous classes, but just a brief repetition of that. The first thing is that we have to keep in mind the signs. Like, if I have got 2 terms positive and I multiply them, the product of that will also be positive. If I multiply a positive with a negative term, then the product will be always negative. If I multiply a negative term with a negative term beta, the product will become positive. One thing you have to keep in mind. The second thing you need to keep in mind for the multiplication is the laws of exponents. Right? Basically, you need to keep 2 laws of exponents in your mind for the multiplication. That too I will repeat. The first law of exponents is that if I have got some base with a power n and I multiply it with another base which is the same a but with power n, when the bases are same and there is a multiplication sign beta, we add the powers. We add the powers. For example, if I have got x cube multiplied with x square, what is the power of x here? 3. The power of x here is 2. Because there is a multiplication sign, you simply have to add these 2 and write down the power 5. Or I take another example. If I have got x power 3 multiplied by x power minus 2. Clear? Again I have to add the powers. But because I am going to add the powers, 3 plus minus 2, that will become 3 power 1, because plus minus minus 3 minus 2 will be equal to 1. Similarly children, if I have got a power m and I divide it with a power n, Clear? If I've got a power m and I divide it with a power n, what will happen? The powers will get subtracted. It will be a power m minus n. So if I take the same one, x power 3 divided by x power 2, that will be beta x power 3 minus 2, which is equal to x power 1. So these two laws beta you have to keep in mind when we will be doing the multiplication. The first law is when the bases are same and there is a multiplication sign between them, the powers will get added. And the second law is when the bases are same and there is a division sign between them, then the powers will get subtracted. So beta exercise 9.1, the first question, I will be taking the fourth part to make the things clear to you. Rest of the parts you can do in the similar manner. In the fourth part I have got minus 17 upon 5 x square y square, and the second term is given to me 10 upon 34 x cube and y cube, and we have to find the product beta. So what you will do, the first thing you have to keep in mind is you will put product means you have to put a multiplication sign. So put a multiplication sign in place of common. 10 upon 34, okay, x cube y cube. Step number 1. Step number 2, you have to first of all take the constants together. What are your constants? 17 upon 5 and 10 upon 34. So you take them together. Now you take the terms containing x square, x cube. They will be taken together. And last of all, I will be taking the terms which contain y together. Now as I told you, you have to keep in mind, first of all you can simplify this part. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 17 ones are 17, 17 twos are 34, 2 and 2 get cancelled. So all the numbers here are getting cancelled, only the minus sign is left beta here. Now let's come to the variables. Bases are same, there is a multiplication sign, the powers will get added. So x power 2 and x power 3 will become x power 5. Similarly beta, bases are same, there is a multiplication sign, again the powers will get added, so it will be y power 5. So this is the way we have to get to the answer in question number 1. Similarly beta, see question number 2. Only the thing is, in the second question he says, find the area of rectangle whose length and breadth are given to you. So let me take the second question first part. What is the formula for the area of rectangle? First of all, write down the area of the rectangle is equal to length multiplied by the breadth. Now let us put the first expression is length and the second expression is breadth. So in the first expression I have got 21 upon 28, right? Then we have got a square, then we have got b square and c square, and it is getting multiplied with 4 over 7 a, b, c. So children, again follow the same steps as done here. First of all, let me take the numbers. When I will take the numbers, what I will get? I will get 21 by 28 multiplied by 4 over 7 first of all, and then a square into a, b square into b and c square into c. I will multiply all of them. So what do you get beta? 7 के टेबल पे 7 3s are 21, 4 7s are 28. So constant parts की कैलकुलेशन हमारे पास 3 over 7 आ गई. Now a square and a, ठीक है, जहाँ पे कोई पावर मेंशन ना हो इसका मतलब वहाँ पे पावर क्या होती है 1. So a square and a become a cube, b square and b1 becomes b cube, c square and c becomes c cube. So in this way you get your area of the rectangle beta. Similarly children, in the third question he is talking about the volume. So in the previous exercise we already done. How do you find the volume? The volume is equal to length multiplied by breadth multiplied by height. So there are 3 expressions given to you. Let me take again the third part here. In the third part of this question, in place of length, it's given 2 by 7x, okay, multiplied by the second expression is 3 by 4 x square y, that is given to me in place of breadth, and in the third expression it is given to me 14 upon 5 x y square, that is given to me in place of height. So beta, start doing it like you've done 2 इतने 3 आ गए, 2 by 7 multiplied by 3 by 4 multiplied by 14 by 5. All the numbers together multiplied by x. There is another easier way of doing it, beta. Just count how many x you have. 1, 2 here, 2 and 1, 3 and 1, 4. So you can directly also write down with practice that x is power 4. Similarly, how many y's? 1 y here and 2 y's here. 2 and 1 becomes 3. Now let's do the calculation of this part. Let me take up 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. 7 1s are 7, 7 2s are 14. Again, this 2 also cancels. I am left with 3 in the numerator, 5 in the denominator, with x power 4, y power 3, and this expression is the expression for the volume. Is it clear, beta? So this way we can complete our sum number 1, 2 and 3. Beta, you can do the 4th and the 5th question of this exercise in the same way, just as 1st, 2nd, 3rd I have explained. Now children, I am going to explain you the last question of this exercise, question number 6, where we have to evaluate. Evaluate means we will be getting a particular answer for that after completing the multiplication part. So first step is, beta, the same way as we have done the multiplication. Let me take up the numbers 3 by 5 multiplied by minus 15 by 4 multiplied by 7 by 9. Now after that we can just collect how many x we have got. 1 power here, 2 and 1 3 and 1 4. So you got x power 4 here. Again beta, y power 2, y power 2. 2 and 2 becomes 4 and 1 y here, so this becomes y power 5. Now let's do the calculation of this. 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15, 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9 and 3 cancels, and I am left with minus 7 by 4, x power 4, y power 5. But children, we don't have to leave our answer here. Actually, we have to evaluate it when we have given that the value of x is minus 1 and the value of y is 1. So what you will do, children? Now in place of x, you will put its value minus 1, and in place of y, you will put its value 1. Okay, beta? Now, you know that minus 1 power 4 means that you are multiplying minus 1 4 times. Yes? So when you will multiply minus 1 4 times, beta, minus into minus as I expressed was plus, again plus into minus, minus, minus into minus, plus. So that means the answer of this will be 1 plus, but 1 multiplied as many times will also give me the answer always 1. Similarly, 1 power 5, 1 multiplied as many times, the answer is always equal to 1. So my answer becomes 7 over 4 into 1, which is equal to 7 over 4. And this is how I will evaluate. The first part I have left it for you, beta. You can just do the first part in the same way.